Hare Krishna. So, welcome all the devotees for today's session. We'll start with the offering of the obeisances and then continue our discussions further. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नाना शास्त्र विचानिका निपुणौ सद्धर्म संस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणः त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविंद भजनानंदेन मत्तालिकौ वंदे रूप सनातनु रघुयुगौ श्री जीव गोपालकौ. A short synopsis of the verses which we have read. So we are studying Updesha, which is going to help us in the bhakti from Shraddha to Prema stage. The 11 verses, 6 verses we have already completed about Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha. Today we will be understanding about glories of the holy name. Then about Asakti, and the last 3 shlokas will be about Bhava and the Prema stage. Vacho vegam, krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udarapastha vegam, etan vegam anyo vishaye dhira sarvam api ma prithivim sashishya. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpah niyamagrah janasangascha laulyam cha shadvir bhaktir vinasjati. One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities. 1. Eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. 2. Over-endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. 3. Talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. 4. Practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. 5. Associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And 6. Being greedy for mundane achievements. Utsaha. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the inconvenience. Shadbir Bhakti Prasiddhati. So there are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1. Being enthusiastic. 2. Endeavoring with confidence. 3. Being patient. 4. Acting according to regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smarnam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Kṛṣṇa. 5. Abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6. Following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Dadati pratigrihnati guhyamakhati pruchati bhukte bhojayate cha eva shadvidim priti lakshanam. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasad, and offering prasad are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Dikshasti cheta pranatadhihi cha bhajantamisham Sushushaya bhajanam vidnam adnanyam anya nindati shunya pridam ipsita sangalabhya. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Kṛṣṇa. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. दृष्टे स्वभाव जनिते है वपुः च दोषः न प्राकृतत्वम् इह भक्त जनस्य पश्चेत् गम काम अंभासं न खलु बुडबुडफेन पंकः ब्रह्म द्रवत्वम् अपगच्छति निरधर्मः. Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee. But despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the water of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganges waters do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe Ganges without considering the condition of water. So the offenses against a pure devotee would be criticism of bodily defects, for which we have seen the 30th shloka from the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, or about birth, because even if not from Brahman or Goswami family, it is still a devotee. And when it comes to Goswami, it is not a monopoly of pure devotees. It is not hereditary. It is non-envious and prideless actual positioning. So Goswami families may criticize, but then that is a title which is given based on your ability to control the senses. So we have got to be envious of Western services and be proud of one birth. Material vision is again an offense, so it can be wherein we are not able to see how he is serving the Lord, or not observe actions of pure devotees from material perspective. You have to see what is the origin of external religion and think that Krishna consciousness is limited to certain section of people, certain section of devotees, or certain tract of land. So they are all defects of the material vision and offenses towards a pure devotee. Or we could be jealous, or we could think of disciplinary action, or we can think of advising or connecting. And the result of all this effect or effects is that it is ranging to obstruction and it is dangerous for Krishna conscious advancement. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So now we reach the very important shloka number 7, which is, besides being an important part in itself, is also going to help us understand the importance of chanting of holy name. It also helps us to understand about what is real happiness, what is temporary, what is eternal, how we have to control our intelligence, how we have to dive deep into our consciousness, how we can sing our way to happiness, how to make intelligence more than our materialistic aspects, how to ensure that we finally go back home, back to God. So these are few of the important aspects which come out from this shloka number 7. So kindly repeat after me. स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादि सीतापि अविद्यापितोत्पत्त रसनस्य नरोचिकानु किन्तव अदारद अनुदिना खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाद विक्रमाद भवति तद्गदमूल अनित्रि. The holy name, character, pastimes and activities of Kṛṣṇa are all transcendentally sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidyā, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within, and its disease is gradually destroyed at the root. स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादि सीतापि अविद्यापितोत्पत्त रसनस्य नरोचिकानु किन्तव अदाराद अनुदीना खलु शैव जुष्टा स्वाद विक्रमाद भवति तद्गदमूलान्त्री. Such a wonderful sloka which is giving us so much of importance. It is starting with Sat Kṛṣṇa Nama. The holy name of Lord Kṛṣṇa is what it is? Charitra Adi Sita Api Avidyā Pitta Upatapta Rasanasya Narochikani. Charitra Adi, character, pastimes, and so forth. And it is given such a clear-cut example how it is like sugar candy. This is a very important sutta. Kṛṣṇa Nama Charitadi Syata. That is the takeaway. And what does it do? It is relishable. When it is taken, eva jushta, it is swadavi, relishable. And how? Kramat, gradual. And it helps us in destroying the moola of the disease. Hantri moola tadagada. So the holy name, character, pastimes, activities of Kṛṣṇa are very, very sweet and to be relished by all of us. So when we talk of this shloka, we talk about principles of chanting in which we try to understand what are the symptoms of disease, what is the cause of disease, what is the cure for the disease, and what beyond cure. So when we say of symptoms of disease, it could be no taste for name, form, etc. Or when we say cause of disease, it could be individual or collective causes. Cure, definitely chanting is the only cure. So in that we'll understand the method, benefits and effects. And beyond cure, what we get is power and the 3 symptoms. So let us take it one by one. So going back to the translation, it is talking of 5 important aspects. Holy name, pastime, etc. sweet like sugar candy. Second, tongue is diseased by jaundice. Third, carefully chant the sweet names every day. Fourth, gradually awaken the natural relish. And fifth, disease gradually destroyed. You have to be patient. And when we do it patiently, slowly, steadily, gradually, the disease is cured permanently. So, if you see the nature of Lord's holy name, his qualities, his pastimes, they're absolute truth, full of beauty, full of bliss. Satchidananda Vigraha is what we know, what we call. Anadiradir Govindam Sachidananda Vigraha Govinda Mahadi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajan. And to explain this, we see in this particular shloka the example of a sugar candy. I'm sure as soon as you have heard sugar candy out of your mouths, you have started remembering, that sugar candy, how tasty, how sweet, how rich it is. So, if you have jaundice as a disease, you're not able to have taste and the feel, and that the treatment which is suggested is having sugarcane juice, eating lots of sugar. Initially, it tastes like because, but still you and but you start the disease. Similar is God's holy name, qualities and pastimes. Initially, we are not able to understand them, but in the long term, we develop that because they are Sachidananda. They are full of bliss, full of beauty, and they are absolute truth. The problem or the disease is this power, that is this body. So sweetness appears bitter, like jaundice. Similar, this nuisance is compared to a jaundice. We don't have any taste for holy name, Krishna's form, Kṛṣṇa. But once we start taking this slowly and steadily, this problem or this disease will be cured. So the disease condition is one who is more interested in material life rather than Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And the normal condition is one who is eternal servant of Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa. Now, this is exactly where our problem is. We feel that, okay, if I am going to movies, if I am being with social animals, if I am celebrating festivals with them, I am having food with them, I'm socializing, that is normal life. But no, that actually is the diseased life. And the normal life is one where you are in complete Shraddha to Kṛṣṇa and you are serving Kṛṣṇa as per his instructions. That is the normal. Not as we feel as normal is actually a diseased condition. And that is what we have to understand and overcome in the long run. So, what is the cure? The cure is chanting. And where? Definitely ISKCON is one of those places. So, chanting is one of the best cures for this ailment that we are all suffering from. This ailment is, this birth itself is one of the biggest ailments that we are suffering. And chanting is the only medicine which can cure this. And so it is important that we take up to this chanting very seriously for it to be problems as can be seen in the long term. So what is the method for this chanting? The method for the chanting is that it has to be done carefully and with attention. And the effect would be Cheto Darpanamarjanam. Slowly and steadily, the heart will be completely cleansed. The benefit is easy and it is beneficial. So this is very, very important that we chant with attention. One mantra, one word at a time. We have to listen carefully. Allow that voice, that sound vibration to reach from your ear to the heart. That is chanting. And it is this chanting which will bring about a complete cleansing of the heart and help in the gradual progress in the bhakti. Because it will develop immediately Shraddha, which is little faith. And because of that, we'll come to Sadhu Sangha. We'll start participating in the Sankirtana movement. And then we'll get into the Bhajan Kriya. We'll do 16 rounds of chanting. We'll follow 4 regulative principles. And on certain important days like Ekadashi, which is tomorrow, we'll do 32 rounds of chanting. And as a result of all this, there will be anartha nivritti, cleansing of the heart. And for that, what is required is celibacy, no gambling, no tea, coffee, or eating from the restaurants. So this is how there will be a gradual progression of our. So if chanting is so important, can I start pure chanting immediately? No. Because even chanting goes through 3 stages. Initially, it is offensive. Because we are newcomers, we do make mistakes. And that is why whenever we are doing the chanting, we try to chant the 10 offenses to the holy name. So that consciously we tell ourselves, okay, these are the offenses which we have to avoid. And then we reach the stage of the lessening of the offenses. Very slowly and steadily our offenses get reduced. And then we'll come to the stage where we'll have pure chanting. So transcending the disease or the offensive stage by undergoing the treatment is more important. And once we start this treatment, then we'll reach the stage of bhava. So bhava is the preliminary awakening of the dormant love of Godhead. And how will we understand it? Simply by 3 symptoms. No bodily concept. We'll understand Kṛṣṇa and Maya separately and will be undisturbed by Maya, just like sun and the shadow. So that is how it will happen. And then we'll reach the real happiness. So if you see happiness, it can be a material happiness or it could be a spiritual happiness. The difference is as time progresses, the material happiness reduces, while as time progresses, the spiritual happiness increases. And that is what makes all the difference. Spiritual happiness is taking us from poison to nectar, while material happiness is taking us from nectar to poison. And this is explained by Kṛṣṇa also. Yad agre visham eva pariname amrutam papamam tad sukham satvikam proktam atma buddha pratipasadam. That which in the beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization, is said to be happiness in the mood of goodness. And secondly, Vishendriya Sanyogayat Agre Amrutopamam Pariname Visham Eva Tatukam Radasam Skutam. That happiness which is derived from contact of the senses with their objects and which appears like nectar at first, but poison at the end, is said to be in the mood of happiness. So that is the difference which we have to understand. So again, another difference is anything that we look at materially with the basis of senses, trying to have the sense objects being fulfilled or achieved and enjoy is only temporary. But the moment we try to serve the eternal Satchidananda Kṛṣṇa by our soul, that is permanent, that is eternal. Kṛṣṇa has explained again this in Bhagavad Gita. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkayonaya evate adyanta attavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, And so the wise man does not delight in them. Yunjanam nevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma svarshajam antyavanta sukham ashnude. Does the self-control yogi constantly engaged in yoga practice becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. So what is important is that we make our intelligence fit. So when we say fit, what it means is we understand the futility, we understand the insubstantiality, and we understand the temporality of everything that this intelligence wants to satisfy its ego. So anything that this intelligence works on the material platform is to be disregarded, because we need to make our intelligence fit to make it understand it is futile, it is unsubstantial, and it is temporary. And that is what Kṛṣṇa has also said. This is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So if you are looking for that ultimate happiness, if you are looking to go to the bhava stage, then it has to be starting from our intelligence and by increasing our Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So what is required is we dive deep into Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That is, we increase the duration, we increase the intensity, we increase the variety of our services, and we increase the extent of our activities towards Kṛṣṇa. So if you have started with 1 round a day, then slowly and steadily that 8 or 10 minutes has to be increased to 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds. If you have started with only chanting, we now need to increase the intensity of the chanting. We have to add up to listen 1 mantra, 1 word at a time. It has to be completely full of intense love and desire to meet Kṛṣṇa. It has to be variety. We need to not only keep chanting, but also strive to take up any of the services towards Kṛṣṇa. We need to re-establish our relationship with Kṛṣṇa in any of the Navvidha Bhakti. And we have to increase the extent. We not only have to take up the service, we also have to help in spreading the message of Kṛṣṇa and the extent of our activities. And that is the time when we'll be able to sing our way back to happiness. We'll do special work, we'll increase our services, we'll become non-dependent on anything material, and we'll become channels. And that is the time when we'll move completely towards happiness. So the question comes, how to make intelligence more than your material life, material aspects? The solution is you have to have conviction and you have to have commitment from the heart. So when you have conviction and when you have commitment, that is the time this can happen. And you have to understand that intelligence is the mother, mind is the child, the guru is the doctor, and holy name is the medicine. So it is now up to us how we take this holy name from a guru and make this child mind understand that intelligence, when taken into Kṛṣṇa consciousness, is the only solution which will make us feel stronger, which will make us feel relishness for Kṛṣṇa's service. Syata Kṛṣṇa Namacharitaadi Sitapi avidyā upasita apta rasanasya narochikanu Kintavada adunbudhi namkhalu seva jushta swadho Kramad bhavati tadgada mulantro. The holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Kṛṣṇa are all transcendentally sweet, like sugar quantity. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidyā cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. So, the disease that we are symptom is there for us to see that we do not have taste for name or form of Krishna. But then the cause is also understood. At the individual level, ignorance is one and second is forgetfulness. Krishna Buddhi sei jiva anadi bahir mukha ataiva maya yatare deya samsara dukkha. Or we forget that jiva swarupa hai Krishnera nitya dasa Krishnera atastasti shakti veda veda prakasha. So you have forgotten our original position. You have forgotten about our Kṛṣṇa, our relationship with Krishna. So ignorance, then forgetfulness, and third, distraction by Maya. We have already been seeing it repeatedly. How Maya is so strong. And because of that, what happens is that is false or bad shelter. For example, we hope against hope that whatever we are doing is good. And we are not ready to understand the mistakes at all. And these all are the cause of this disease. But even at the what I say collective level, the mistakes are being stopped. If you see, the mistakes continue even at the collective level, at the society level. So it could be in the form of atheistic leadership. When our leaders themselves are atheists, or they are shaktas who do not know what is the origin, then they will try to spread what their views are. So we become misled by blind leaders. And that is what Kṛṣṇa has said. Namam dushkritano bhavati. That these people, mudhas, dushkritinas, they don't understand me. So they will oppose devotees and they will never personally surrender to Kṛṣṇa nor allow others to surrender. So those are the causes at the collective level. The cure definitely is only one, which is chanting. And it should be done with care and attention to see the effect of Cheto Darpana. The benefit will be that it is very easy and beneficial. So where will we get this cure? So ISKCON is one of the platforms. Because it provides Shraddha, it provides Sadhu Sangha, it gives us faith, it gives us Bhajan Kriya, 60 rounds of chanting, following the 4 regulative principles. It helps in Anartha Nivritti, asking us to observe celibacy, no gambling, no tea, coffee, or food from outside. So that is one of the places where we get this cure. And the moment we get this cure, beyond cure, we have bhava and the 3 symptoms. So bhava is the preliminary awakening of our dormant love for Krishna. And symptoms will be, we will not have any unique concepts of bodily attachments. We will understand Krishna and Maya separately, how Maya is playing tricks with us, how we are being put into illusion and disillusion. And then we will be completely undisturbed. So we will know what is sun and what is the shadow. So that is the time when we will move towards the next aspects of Krishna consciousness and go in our journey back home, back to Godhead. This is all that is very, very important to understand, which you have covered today in this 7th shloka. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo